Take out the cup pattern, lay right sides together, sew the top by 0.5 inch from one end to the other. Open flat the fabric. You can iron press at this stage. Before top stitching the rope channel, overlock the raw edges. Top stitch by 0.5 inch. See the overlocked edges. From the mid sides, sew a loose stitch, stopping at the midpoint. Pull a thread to create gathers. Come in with the front bodice to attach the cup. Notice the armhole curve following the cup. Place it matching up with the chest line. Now place right side of the bodice on the cup piece. Sew a short distance by 0.5 inch. From the center front, you will continue sewing, but first fold in the bridge by 0.5 inch, placing that point below the rope channel seam line as shown. Go ahead to join by 0.5 inch from here. Create pinches to fit in the cup. Ensure the gathers are evenly distributed till you reach the initial stitch point. Both bra cups has been attached. See the right side and the wrong side. Come in with the yoke. Right sides facing with the hemming gum. Sew the neckline by 0.5 inch. Turn to the right side. Flat iron in place. Come in with the back piece. Take out the pattern. Cut a facing fabric. Match up the neckline. Place a hemming gum over it and sew by 0.5 inch. Starting from the center back, create multiple notches along the curve. Flip the facing and put in position. Lay the yoke piece over it. Match up the shoulder. A quick tip is to push upward the yoke on the side near the neckline by 0.75 inch. Close the shoulder with the lining piece as shown. Sew a short stitch by 0.5 inch. Continue from the armhole side, sewing by 0.5 inch, meeting the initial stitch, and make a back stitch. Open up by bringing out the yoke and assess the area just sewn. Come down by 1 inch from the top of the cup. Place the yoke's hem beneath the cup. The yoke comes down by 1 inch. Overlock the raw edges before sewing down in position, after which you can then proceed to sew on the same line of the rope casing. Notice the armhole curve is blending. After top stitching, see how the wrong side look and the right side. This area scrunches once the rope is inserted. Place the lining piece like so on the wrong side, then flip back the lining, sandwiching the rough seams of the cup. You are to sew, then flip down the lining as shown. Pin the top corner in place. Fold the middle bridge by half as earlier done. Pin down matching up with the main fabric line. Flip down the lining to see how well things are going. Then go ahead to sew round the lining by 0.5 inch, starting from the bridge through the curve. Stop and continue from the side, from the armhole area till you reach the initial stitch point. Flip down the lining piece. Check to see all the seams are well secured. Repeat the same process on the other cup area. Moving on to the back piece, plot the dart lines. Place the fabric on fold on the dart line. From the hem, sew the darts following the highlighted lines. Flip to the right side for checks. For the down pieces, sew a loose stitch on the straight line by 0.5 inch from one starting point to the other. Pull the thread to create gathers. The gathers should match up with the area it is to be attached, which is the back bodice. Lay right side of the gathered fabric on the bodice as shown, joining here from the side to the center back. Here's how it looks after joining. Now both back pieces are done. Kindly attach the gathered fabric 1.5 inch from the side. This is to create room to sew the sides of the upper bodice. Seal the hem of the facing by placing hemming gum between the facing fabric and the main fabric. Sew the sides by the seam allowances added. Repeat same on the other side seam. Flatten out the upper bodice, center back to center back. Measure the width of the upper hip. Highlight the midpoint. Identify the middle of the gathered bottom piece. Match it up with the bodice. Insert your needle in the middle point like so. Lift the foot and bend the fabric. Drop the foot, then join by 0.5 inch. Ease in the gathered fabric as you sew along. See the middle area of the fabric. In a similar way, place the needle in the middle, turning the fabric. This time, the body's fabric is on top as you sew to the side. Check the seam line on the right side to ensure no fabric is sticking out of the seam line. Next, join the side of the gathered fabric by 0.5 inch from the top to the bottom. To lock the space across the side seam, bend the seam allowance like a triangle away from the seam line as shown. Top stitch the space close, gathering in the excess fabric as shown. Back stitch and it is done. Showing you here is the side line to the joining seam line. Repeat same process on the other side. Place the rope fabric on fold. Sew by 0.5 inch. With a safety pin, turn the rope inside out. If you have watched to this point, please click the red banner below to subscribe to my channel. Push in one end of the rope as shown. Top stitch it close like so. On the other open end, with a safety pin, pass the rope through the channel. On the armhole side, take out the pin. Lay the yoke's armhole beneath in position and top stitch in place. Repeat same process in passing the other rope. Now draw the rope like a string. Tie the rope to make a knot. While sewing down the side shape, leave a space to fix in the sleeve. At the top of the sleeve, create gathers. Lay right sides of the sleeve on the right side of the dress. From the armhole, start joining by 0.5 inch. Stop and start sewing from the other armhole side, meeting the initial stitch. See the right side of the sleeve for assessment. Roll the hem of the sleeve by 0.75 inch and top stitch from one end to the other. Turn inside out. Come in with a tiny elastic of 10 inches lengthwise. Pass in the elastic through its channel with a safety pin. At one end, pin the elastic so it doesn't pull out. Bring the elastic out of the opposite end. Sew the sleeve side by 0.75 inch across the armhole to the initial stitch point. Match up the center back line to insert the zipper. Fold the dress hem by 0.5 inch. Fix shell buttons on the center front of the dress. Seal the space between the bridge of the chest line with a hemming gum. Shell buttons has been fixed 2 inches apart. The zipper has been installed, the hem folded, the other sleeve attached, and this project is complete. If this tutorial was helpful, please drop a comment, like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell for more videos. Bye.